Hey everybody, this is Flips. I'm the developer of Fresh ROM and Fresh Kitchen. Getting ready to release my final version of Fresh Kitchen right here. It's beta release, but the first one that I'm actually calling a kitchen instead of a pre-kitchen. Been working on this project for several months now. I had the very first GUI release back in December, now middle of March, and I finally have the project to the point where I'm happy with how it looks. I'm going to go through here and just show a kind of quick preview of the program and a little how-to on how to use it. I will say, let me apologize, I've been up for 27 hours between work and getting this ready, and I don't plan on doing any kind of edits or anything. I just want to get it through in one shot and release the video. So as you can see here, I'm walking through the installer, nothing special. For anyone who doesn't know what a kitchen is, the main basis is that it lets you literally cook your own ROM based on what you want in it, and that's what I've just been getting ready over the last several months. And within that, it has a lot of extra little tools and utilities that it'll let you do. So just go ahead and let this installer finish, and we'll keep going. So once that finishes up, obviously you're going to choose Run Fresh Kitchen now, and I'm just taking care of something real quick. Alright, here we go. So first thing it's going to do is it's going to check for any updates. Obviously you're going to want to let this run, because any patches or problems that I find, you don't have to worry about checking for my website. It'll download them automatically. If you run the icon from the desktop, it'll always run that updater. However, if you are having any kind of problems with it, there is an icon I put under your start menu that'll say run without updater. That way if you have any problems, you're still able to get into the kitchen. So here you can see the kitchen's loaded up. Right away it shows that my phone's connected, my battery's at 100%, and my phone is rooted. I will say, if you're using a stock ROM right now and you're rooted, it's still not going to show. You do have to be using a custom ROM for it to show rooted. You got up here, kitchen version, my phone version. This is the build number from the ROM. I'm already running one that I made in the kitchen. Sprint software version, and serial number's blank. I took that out just for obvious reasons. That's what I did real quick after I installed it. So your options are you can cook a ROM, customize a ROM, or root your phone. All these buttons do is take you to one of these tabs. So first thing I'm going to do is walk through cook a ROM. This is the main part of the kitchen that I've been waiting for a long time, been working on a long time. So you're going to see here, it won't let you run it unless all these tests pass. And you're going to see Java shows up as untested, and it recommends you go to the Help tab to run the tests. So go ahead and go to the Help tab. And these are all going to show as untested every time you open the kitchen for the first time. So I'm just going to click refresh, and we'll let it run through here. Everything will pretty much go in the background except for this test here. This is testing out PowerShell. It does need to stay in the foreground, and if you mess with it, it's going to fail the test. So just let it stay up there, let it do its thing. It'll only take a second. And once this finishes, I should have a pass on everything. If anything does fail, it'll show you a little help menu and show you why it failed, or show you what you need to do about it, or if it even matters to you that it failed. So if I close Fresh Kitchen and open this back up again, you'll see that all these are going to show as untested. However, this part will stay. If I close and open again, it is going to now show that all of this stuff passes here. So with this very first beta version that I'm about to release, I don't currently have any kernels in here other than the stock kernel that has been modified is the same one that's included in Fresh ROM. And currently with the kitchen, I only plan on supporting 1.5. I am not going to support 2.1 in it until we have our official release from Sprint, just because there's so many different frameworks and applications and different things floating around that it'd be impossible for me to support it all. So for right now, hopefully there's still some people out there running 1.5 that'll get some use out of the kitchen until Sprint does release ours. So nothing you can change here right now, those stay where they are. So click next. It's going to take you to choose your applications. Sticking with the kitchen theme here, I do have some basic templates that can help you pick out your applications. I have Anorexic, which is nothing at all. It's just the basic what's needed to make the phone run. I have On a Diet, which will get you the minimal stuff. It's not going to be rosy. It's not going to have all the nice widgets. It's just going to be basic. It'll have your keyboard. It'll have the market, everything like that. Called Iron Man, which is just the standard items I would include in Fresh ROM. So you'll see, a lot of the stock Sprint applications are still cut out, but overall, it's going to be a fully functioning phone. We have Fatty, which is fully loaded, or if you change anything, it's going to automatically click over to custom. For the sake of speed, I'm going to go ahead and just go with standard fresh. So it's going to include my browser, my calendar. I will show you one thing here. Literally, if you aren't paying attention, you could possibly install it without a keyboard. But I did build in some checks, so it's going to say you didn't install a keyboard. Did you do this on purpose? I'm going to say no, and I can go back here and turn it on. However, you do need to be aware that I only have a few of those checks in there. So, if you decide to install widgets for weather, but you don't include HTC's weather or you don't include Rosie, that stuff's not going to work. So you can stick to one of the options up here, or like I said, just be aware. Now the thing you'll see down here is My APKs. You can add your own custom applications in your install folder. There is a folder called My_APKs, and any applications that you drag in that folder will show up on here. I chose to not do that just for the sake of the tutorial looking how you'll see it, but once you drag them in there, you'll be able to check them off and include those as part of your kitchen. So click next. Now this will actually let you build your own theme. I will be able to update these, and as I add more, I'll actually be able to include them through the updater. So, let's say I want the legend boot screen. For my status bar, you'll see it changing over here. I want Brock's icons. So you see it change right there. I can do stock icons, I can do fresh 1.1 icons, or Brock's icons. Lock screen. The only one that's not going to really look proper is the stock one, because for the wallpaper I had to cut it off so you could still see what UI you're using. So I personally generally like the transparent one, or clock only, but I've also got a couple in here from Nodge. So we'll go with transparent for right now. And espresso blue, green, or stock is what I have in here right now. I like the espresso blue. So as you can see, you can watch all this stuff changing, as you're making it. It's totally custom how you want it, and I will be able to add more. And then again, just like the My APKs, I have a My Themes. So if you want to install your own custom theme, you put it in the My Themes folder, and then they'll show up here. The only thing with that is I made it so if you pick your own custom theme, it will wipe out this stuff. It won't let you pick your status bar, your lock screen, your user interface. Because of how I designed the kitchen, if you don't know, all of these files are generally controlled through one framework file. So basically I designed the kitchen to where it'll build the framework for you. If you're putting in your own custom theme, one that you downloaded from somewhere, it's already going to have that full framework file. I don't have the ability to customize it. So, but anything that you want included in the kitchen, with author's permission, I will gladly add it. So I'm going to click next here. It's going to run back through what I did. I have kernel. I have which Android version, which like I said, kitchen's only going to support 1.5 until we get R2.1. My boot screen, these are all the stock applications that I included. If I had any custom applications, those would show up here. And then I have a couple different options. I can automatically copy it to my SD card. I can delete it from my computer after it's copied, or I can have my computer pull up the ROM after it's been built, or I can automatically reboot my phone into RA to flash it. The one thing that you'll notice that's crossed off here is automatically flash ROM, and the reason for that is I found a bug in RA that prevents me from being able to flash it through the command line. The code for it is just entirely missing. So I have submitted that bug up to Aman, and hopefully he gets that fixed. So for now, basically it can copy it to the phone for you, reboot the phone into recovery, but you will have to actually say flash zip and go scroll to the custom zip. So right now I have it cooking up a ROM while we're talking. I'm not going to have it flash to the SD card or any of that because you guys can't see it anyways, but if you do push it to the SD card, it'll tell you down at the bottom what the name of the file is, and then it'll reboot in an RA, and you just go and you say flash zip, and that's that. You flash it like a normal ROM. Depending what ROM you're coming from, you may need to wipe, especially if you're on a 2.1 ROM right now. If you're using any kind of 1.5 ROM, including fresh ROM, then you should